So maybe, just maybe, this wasn't the result of a DEI hire. And I'm just spitballing here. Maybe this wasn't the result of a DEI hire, but a DUI hire?
Trump is the new Adolf.
Welcome to the Chud Report. I'm your host, MJ. If it's your first time here, you end up liking this video, make sure you subscribe. And now, let's get into it. Airplane was on a perfect and routine line of approach to the airport. This is your president speaking here on his platform, Truth Social. The helicopter was going straight at the airplane for an extended period of time. It is a clear night. The lights on the plane were blazing. Why did the helicopter go up or down or turn? Why didn't the control tower tell the helicopter what to do instead of asking if they saw the plane? This is a bad situation that looks like it should have been prevented. Not good. All caps. 182 likes. The President of the United States on Truth Social. Donald Trump spent the week gutting the Republic. Literally gutting the Republic. He hired a drunk Pete Hegseth to run the military. He takes to Truth Social and yells out into the void because even he knows this incoming administration will be incapable of keeping him up to date. I mean, right here, look. Here's the FBI pick. So if I'm Donald Trump, I'm not really sure I could trust this guy.
Who put away the Unabomber?
The FBI.
Pew, pew. Here comes Mr. Huckleberry Hound.
Who put away Timothy McVeigh and his Stalin's stomach for blood?
Leading the witness.
Break agents at the FBI.
Come on.
Who helped investigate Jesse Smollett?
Ooh.
Who, in an effort
Come on, cash your
of
credit.
self-aggrandizement, set back the fight for minority rights for years?
I think that was local authorities.
It was the FBI to open an investigation, wasn't it?
Eventually, yes, Senator.
Come on, man. Mr. Hanky here can't even follow the leading questions from, Huckleberry Hound. It's a pretty easy process, cash your credit. You're not there. You're not there because of your resume, right? You're there as a figurehead. Here, let me tell you what you do. You take the talking points, and when Senator Kennedy comes in with his pew, pew, woohoo, Timothy McVeigh, Jesse Smollett, this is what you do with your talking points.
I put some lube on and got him on his knees. And I began to slide into him from behind.
That's what you do with the talking points. You don't interject. I think it was local police first. To get to the bottom of this plane crash, it's important we remember what the ethos of this next 4 years are going to be. Articulated perfectly by old Dumpy himself here.
We do not know what led to this crash, but we have some very strong opinions.
We do not know what led to this crash, but we have some very strong opinions. I am a president. We are a political party that are not looking for facts. We're looking for opinions. Right? So let's get back to this on Truth Social. Right? What better place to post this, to yell this out, than to the 500 incels, the 2,000 divorced dads, and the 5 million bots that make up that platform? When you're gutting every piece of the government and you're swapping them out for these people, right? A drunk, a guy who writes fascist propaganda children's books. If you're wondering what Cash Patel, cash or credits, what his resume was like, he just wrote children's books that said Trump was king, and that's how he got the job. When this is who you're going to turn to, why not yell to these people out on Truth Social, right? They'll take 2 seconds from baiting and Call of Duty to answer the call of their president. Your average chud right here.
Oh yeah, give me some. Cut me a piece. That's... Go away, Baton!
Go away, Baton! It's the president. I guess I better answer him. So when you ask these people, when this is your pool of people you're yelling out to, what happened? What do you think they're going to come back with?
Thought crime? Like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Well, that's the
you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have. You wouldn't have done that before.
That's not an immediate.
No, you wouldn't have done that before.
That's not who I am. That's not what I believe.
That's not who I am. That's not what I believe. The words of every single person that says some racist ass shit, just like Charlie Kirk. I have black friends. That's not who I am. That's not what I believe. But if I see a black pilot on a plane, I'm getting off that plane. The party of personal responsibility. Right. Ronald Reagan. Let's see who they blame.
We don't even yet know the names of the 67 people who were killed, and you are blaming Democrats and DEI policies and air traffic control and seemingly the member of the U.S. military who was flying that Black Hawk helicopter. Don't you think you're getting ahead of the investigation right now?
No, I don't think so at all. I don't think were the names of the people. You mean the names of the people that are on the plane? You think that's going to make a difference?
Does it comfort their families?
They are a group of people that have lost their lives. If you want a list of the names, we can give you that. We'll be giving that very soon. We're in coordination with American Airlines. We're in coordination very strongly, obviously, with the military. But I think that's not a very smart question.
But are you
I'm surprised coming from you.
I'm surprised coming from you, Caitlin Collins. Honestly, I'm surprised too. I think Caitlin Collins might actually be a DEI hire. All right, I'm with you guys on this one, right? The woman who comes from such hardcore journalism is ranking the 13 hottest Syrian refugees for the Daily Caller. That's her right there, entertainment editor. Who are the hottest refugees coming in? Kind of sick, right? There she is, front and center. DEI.
Mr. President, on DEI and the claims that you've made, are you saying this crash was somehow caused and the result of diversity hiring? What evidence have you seen to support these claims?
It just could have been. We have a high standard. We've had a much higher standard than anybody else. And there are things where you have to go by brain power. You have to go by psychological quality. And psychological quality is a very important element of it. These are various very powerful tests that we put to use, and they were terminated by Biden. And Biden went by a standard that's the exact opposite. So we don't know, but we do know
subtle
that
racism?
you had two planes at the same level. You had a helicopter and a plane. It shouldn't have happened. And we'll see. We're going to look into that. We're going to see. But certainly for an air traffic controller, we want the brightest, the smartest, the sharpest.
And
we
that
want
ain't
somebody
you.
that's psychologically superior. And that's what we're going to have. Yeah.
And if you are black or a woman or any shade darker than Stephen Miller's ballsack, that ain't you. Sits up here and says that minorities in these roles just don't have the brain power or psychology. That's kind of a new twist on all this. The brain power on display by the President of the United States. He points out what you had was a helicopter and a plane on the same level. That's the kind of brain power you need. You need to know that a helicopter and plane were on the same level, and that's why they crashed, right? You just don't have that.
For Donald Trump's very, very large brain.
That's what you don't have. Sorry. Maybe that level-headed J.D. Vance has a better opinion. Let's check in on that.
Something the president said that I think bears re-emphasizing, which is that when you don't have the best standards in who you're hiring, it means on the one hand, you're not getting the best people in government, but on the other hand, it puts stresses on the people who are already there. And I think...
Not much better. JD comes in to put the cherry on the top for the president. Not only is it bad that we have all these unqualified minorities shouldn't be in these roles. Not only is that bad, but just the fact that these black people, these women are there with them, it puts stress on the white guys like me. We don't know what happened, but we have some opinions. You might as well slap that up as the motto, the mantra for the next 4 years, for the next 10 years, until this Republican Party eventually dies out. So there you have it, folks. This crash was caused by DEI. We don't even know the race of the pilots, the air traffic controllers. But if they're white, it's DEI because of the stresses of having to work with women and black people. Oh, wait, what's that? Oh, Trump gutted the key aviation safety committee immediately when he came in with no plans for replacement. He fired the head of TSA. You know, over here, we don't know what happened, but we have facts. So maybe, just maybe, this wasn't the result of a DEI hire. And I'm just spitballing here. Maybe this wasn't the result of a DEI hire, but a DUI hire? It just so happens that party girl here, Pete Hegseth, was on Fox News last night when this happened, after it happened. So let's see how he addressed it. Let's see if he took that into account. Party of personal responsibility.
I want to ask you about General Mark Milley. His photo, his portrait was taken down at the Pentagon. He has, I think there's currently a commission being put together to explore whether or not he should be demoted. His security clearances have been taken away. Right? Tell me the thought process, both there at the Pentagon, at the White House, with Mark Milley.
Finally, the grown-ups are back.
Accountability is back, Will. It's
Accountability is back.
He actively undermined the chain of command as General Milley did under the previous Trump administration. We are going to review those actions administratively inside the Defense Department. Mark Milley got a pardon. That's something President Biden was in his purview to do. Just like in our purview at the Defense Department, we have the opportunity to review things he may have done inside the chain of command while President Trump was president.
All right, that's enough. So there you have it. Last night, after a military helicopter crashed into a commercial jet, the head of keg stands right here. The head of keg stands. So what's that other thing he's in charge of? Let me check real fast. Oh yeah, the Department of Defense. The head of keg stands and the Department of Defense. His top priority. This was after it happened. His top priority on Fox News was punishing generals that weren't subservient to the king. And if you want to know about Donald Trump being the king, you could just look at Credit or Cash's, children's books. Pete, ladies, cover up your drinks, Hegseth, He understands what Kennedy said. It's going to take Cash or Credit a minute. He's not the brightest light bulb in the pack. But Pete, party girl Hegseth, he knows this.
I put some lube on and got him on his knees. And I began to slide into him from behind.
And that's all you need to know. The Chud Report. Way too much stuff to cover for a channel of this size this week, right? Just an onslaught. Maybe I'll try to throw together a recap, a highlight of everything that's happened. But this is what it's going to be like. It's just an extension of the culture war, right? 2/3 of everything Trump has done, all his executive actions, 2/3 of them are directly related to, directly cited in Project 2025. We try to warn people. People don't care. This country doesn't care. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Make sure you tell your friends to watch. Thank you to the members supporting me directly during this crazy time. This has been a crazy couple months, right? Hopefully the channel gets its legs back. I don't know what's going on.
Mr. President, on DEI and the claims that you've made, are you saying this crash was somehow caused and the result of diversity hiring? And what evidence have you seen to support these claims?
It just could have been. We have a high standard. We've had a much higher standard than anybody else. And there are things where you have to go by brain power. You have to go by psychological quality. And psychological quality is a very important element of it. These are various very powerful tests that we put to use, and they were terminated by Biden. And Biden went by a standard that's the exact opposite. So we don't know, but we do know that you had two planes at the same level. You had a helicopter and a plane. That shouldn't have happened. And we'll see. We're going to look into that, and we're going to see. But certainly for an air traffic controller, we want the brightest, the smartest, the sharpest. We want somebody that's psychologically superior, and that's what we're going to have. Yeah, yeah, please, go ahead.